What's up guys, Joe here with Tradger Farms. Hope everyone is doing well today. We're on our way to Macomb Power Sports here in southeastern Michigan to grab the four-wheeler. I did end up trying to make a video last weekend when I was at the farm, just clearing some paths, doing some chainsaw work, and of course, after about half of the footage had been taken or more, the GoPro decided that it was too cold, I think, and shut off. And even when I went to get the video footage off of the card, it said that it couldn't be read, so that was kind of unfortunate. I've used the GoPro quite a bit though, and I will do another video on that now that I've had about a year of use with that GoPro Hero 9. Anyway though, I'm heading over to Macomb Power Sports to get the ATV. They ordered my tires, and I'm having them just do a little, checkup, maintenance work, new spark plugs, things like that. Unfortunately though, even after buying the tires from them, they wanted over $300 to put the tires on. I thought that was a little bit crazy, and so I said, hold off for now, and I took the tires that I ordered, and I called up probably 8 or so shops. A couple of them didn't have the machine that would be small enough to do an ATV tire, but the rest of them said 25 to 30 bucks was the average price per tire. And so I think it's a little bit crazy, in my opinion, that this place wants 3 times that essentially to put the tires on that I ordered from them. So, unfortunately, they probably won't be getting any more business from me. It really kind of confirmed things once I called some other places and got that info. I'm going to ask them and give them one more shot when I get here to see if they'll, do anything to at least match all of these other places. Because now I'm gonna have to go get it. I'm gonna have to go drop it off to another place for a few days, and then hopefully be able to pick it up by this weekend to go back to the farm and start collecting all this other wood that I was sawing up on some access trails at the farm. But anyway, I'll show you guys a few of the videos that I ended up taking with my phone, just of the logs that I cleared up along the access trail. So, well, I think the GoPro battery was a little misleading because it shut off after a couple minutes of video, but we're actually moving pretty good here through the snow, and I'll just kind of show you guys what I'm doing. We'll make it a short video, but coming up to the trail, we just have some down stuff we need to take care of. Not going to be doing a ton today, but getting in the rhythm, clear the trail so we can get back there and start picking up logs later, and then we'll cut them up and we'll just bring them back. We're not going to really split anything until it dries a little, and maybe we get a log splitter down the road. But I wanted to at least show you guys. I mean, this is an access trail that I used to get to stands, and they're littered with deer, and I just love being able to look at everything in the snow, see how they're moving. I think it's such an advantage. So if you guys have some fresh snow where you're around, get out there. Now is a perfect time. Go start looking at beds, see how the deer are moving. It's a good thing the chainsaw was sharp today. We've actually filled the trailer pretty good. I mean, for this ATV weight, you can't load it up too much, so we're stacking stuff along the sides to come back and get it. The wood's in great shape. I mean, these trees just fell last year. This is quite a large one, quite good wood. I want to say it's oak, but I'm not positive. But you can see, I mean, the wood's in phenomenal shape. This big guy, we've already taken a lot off, but we are going to we have it fully cut over on this end, and we're going to try and roll this whole thing, cut the back sides, and these are going to weigh quite a bit. So it actually might take, even with just these few trees on this path, a few loads with the trailer and ATV to get back, drop them off, and then we're going to have to probably take off. It'll be dark by then, put the ATV in the truck. But yeah, this is quite a bit of wood. It's funny, you never get to what part of the project you think you're going to get to. It never happens. You always, either settle for something, or in this case, there's just so much to do and so much wood before we even get all the way to the backwoods that it is what it is. I mean, more firewood for me, but we'll get this done and make the best of it and get out of here, come back another day. Well, that is not moving. Well guys, after we got the trailer stuck, it took a lot of out of our efforts, but We got a small pile on some pallets here, and there's probably double that is still along the trail, and a lot bigger pieces just kind of ready to be picked up. So we're gonna take the four-wheeler out. We're gonna get the new tires on it. That's gonna help us a lot more tread. Let things either, I mean, they're pretty froze over, but there's just a couple of wet spots, so either freeze over more potentially or somehow dry up, but maybe the new tires will help, and we'll get the rest of that done and start working on the rest of the wood in the back. So it was fun, and we'll be out here soon. The other thing I wanted to mention are those pallets that you guys probably saw. I've been collecting those a little bit and just kind of picking them up from businesses and friends. Lucia Landscaping down here, St. Clair Shores CrossFit, they were nice enough to let me pick up some from their places, and I'll probably keep doing that. But it's great to put wood on to keep off the ground. I don't know if I told you guys earlier, but I tried splitting some wood that I'd cut a year ago, and the axe wouldn't even go through these just because simply of some of the snow and some of the wetness that's been around. But literally they were, you know, cut and in cookies or whatever, you know, a year ago. So it was kind of surprising that they were still so wet that they weren't cutting well. And I think these pallets and things will help, and they'll be useful for other things too. You can take them apart if you're building something, use some of the scrap wood. You can burn them if you don't need them, but just something to keep an eye out that I think I'll be doing more and more, especially now that I kind of want to start, you know, creating more firewood and get a log splitter and things like that. So. But anyway, we got the ATV, and we're heading over to my cousin Mike's to grab some jack stands. Like I was saying, we gotta go put this thing up on the stands, take the tires off now, and just run them over to a new shop. I did ask Macomb Power Sports if they would do anything since I bought them here and whatnot. They said no. They basically had just raised their prices. I don't know how they came to that amount, but it is what it is. The other thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is, you know, I also paid for, you know, a checkup and inspection on a couple things like, you know, brakes and brake fluid and just things of that nature. And I had to go back in and ask if they had, you know, seen anything before I left. And they were like, well, we think he put a note on the sheet, which there wasn't. And he came out and said he thought they were dark, you know, a little bit, the brake fluid, and that it could probably be changed at some point. So, I mean, in my opinion, even for a business, if you wanted to make money, you'd probably say that and ask if we wanted to have it changed out while it was already there and in the shop and all that good stuff. So I'll stop harping on them, but just not a very good experience, I guess. Even some of the other power sports stores are, you know, we're offering to do it much cheaper, 25 bucks a tire and things like that. So we'll go get these tires off, we'll get them switched out, and it looks like we should be good to get back to the farm this weekend. All right, so Weingarts came through for the win. Guess how much a tire to put on the ATV? 20 bucks. So we are saving at least $220 or so by taking them off, dropping them off at a different place. Pretty happy with that. So I will say, you know, the rest of their stuff there, Weingarts, for those of you that don't know, is kind of like a lawn landscape tractor place. I think they have at least 2 locations, maybe a couple more in Michigan. But pretty good service. The rest of the prices are fair, if you will. But you know, they usually can get things done and take care of you. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. We're actually going to be able to pick them up tomorrow evening as well, right before they close. So we should have the ATV back up at the farm this weekend. We do plan on actually doing a little bit more scouting with the snow, looking at more tracks, trying to find some of the deer beds, and really going into the center of the property, into kind of the thick aspens and stuff. And to be honest, I've probably walked through there a couple of times, and I'm sure there's a few spots that even I've barely touched at all or looked at. You know, mainly staying out of there, and also just because it is, you know, so thick and being at the center of the property. That's just been the plan thus far. So we will go and check that out. I'll let you guys know, and that will tie into the rest of the, you know, kind of habitat videos of us looking back into 2021 and seeing what made big differences and what maybe didn't make too many differences. So that will be coming soon, but we will see you guys at the farm this weekend. Have a great week.